Hi friends, I'm Rachna and I'm back with a new lesson. Well, many times you may have heard people tell you, you have to do this, you've got to do this. Okay, so what does it mean when someone tells you, you have to do this or you've got to do it? Well, that is what we're going to learn in today's class. Have to and have got to. Well, both mean the same thing and you can use them interchangeably. Both mean an obligation. So when you don't have a choice and you have to do something that you're told to do, it's your duty, you really don't have a choice, that is the time we say you have to do this or you have got to do it. Okay, so if I tell you, I have to study now, that means you have no option and you have to do it. But remember, after have to, you have an infinitive form or the verb is in the base form. So don't try using the past form. Don't say I have to studied. You say I have to study now. It is an obligation in the present tense. I can also say I've got to finish my project. Okay, have got to is also an obligation in the present. Okay, so they can be used interchangeably, both are correct. I have to study, I've got to finish my project. Okay, now let's see how we use it in the negative. When you put have to in the negative, you say we don't have to pay for the food. Now when I make a sentence don't have to pay, first of all remember, a lot of people say we haven't to pay. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, because have to is the present tense. In the negative you say we don't have to or she doesn't have to. Okay, so you can say she doesn't have to go for he, she, it. Please remember you use doesn't. Okay, so now if I tell you we don't have to pay for the food, it means it is not necessary. There is no obligation to pay for the food. So we cannot, either which ways it is okay. So we don't have to pay. It is not necessary to pay. Okay. So on a Saturday night, if I tell you, you don't have to do your homework today or tonight, it means that there is no compulsion, there is no obligation. You could do it tomorrow. So you don't have to do it. Okay. Now with the structure have got to, using the negative is not common. It's a very uncommon way of saying, but it is correct. We haven't got to pay for the food. Now here you will not use don't and doesn't. Okay, so you put the negative with haven't, have to make it haven't. We haven't got to pay for the food. Well, this is not incorrect, it is absolutely correct, but a very uncommon way of using it in the negative. Generally, people prefer using this structure. We don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. We haven't got to do it, you haven't got to do that is a very uncommon way of saying it, but it is correct. Okay, so remember there is a slight difference when we use both these structures in the negative. With have to, you will say you don't have to, she doesn't have to. Okay, with have got to, you will say we haven't got to, you haven't got to in the negative. Okay, now let's see how do we use it in questions. Okay, do you have to go to work tomorrow? That means, is it compulsory, is it necessary for you to go to work tomorrow? So either you use do or does to make a question. Remember, if you say does he have to work, okay, so does he have to, don't make this common error by saying does he has to. This is correct, incorrect. Does he have to work? Is it necessary for him to work? Is he obliged to work? Okay, so when you ask a question, you have a structure, do you have to, does he have to, with a question mark. Now when we use this structure in the question, you say have you got to go to work tomorrow? See, it is the same as do you have to, only here I have put have before the subject you to form a question that says have you got to go to work tomorrow? Well, this is also correct, but again a very less common way of speaking. Okay, but you can use this in the form of a question. Okay, now I have a sentence here, you can't be serious, you've got to be kidding. Now here it does not, you've got to be does not mean an obligation that you have to be kidding. This is a certainty, okay, like you're quite sure, I mean I'm sure you're kidding. So when you talk about some certainty, okay, you use you've got to be kidding. So for example, there is a shirt in my hand, I say this has got to be your shirt, it's not mine for sure, okay, or this is definitely not mine, it has got to be yours. So because I'm certain of what I'm saying, I can say you've got to be, but you cannot use that in case of have to. I can't say you have to be kidding because there is no obligation, but if I'm certain that I'm certain about something, I can say you have got to be kidding, this shirt has got to be yours, it's not mine for sure. Okay, so remember this is how we use have got to be in case of certainty. Now let's take a look at how these two structures are used in different tenses. We have to leave now. If I say we have to leave now, this is the present tense. Okay. Like I said, remember to put this in the base or the infinitive form. We have to leave now, a present obligation. You can also use have got to in the present structure. We've got to leave now, so that's a present obligation. We've got to, we have to. Okay, if I put have to in the past tense, it becomes we had to leave early yesterday. I use yesterday, that's a past time period, so definitely I can't say we have to leave early yesterday, we had to. So the past of have is had, so we had to leave early yesterday, a past obligation. Well, with have got to, you can never use the past tense because you don't have a structure like we had got to leave early yesterday. Okay, something like this is completely incorrect. So with have got to, when you want to talk about a past obligation, it's best to use we had to. Okay, you cannot say we had got to. That's absolutely incorrect. Now, in the future, I have a conditional sentence here for you. If I don't go to university, okay, that means if I don't continue studying, if I don't go to university, it's conditional, okay. There will be a consequence in the future, and the consequence is I'll have to get a job. That means I have no option, okay. I mean, I really have no option. It's an obligation in the future. It's an outcome that will take place in the future. So I use will have to get a job. I will have to get a job if I don't go to university. So well, we do use it with will in the future. Okay. Now we can use have got to for something that you refer to the future, but remember you do not use will. Okay. So you do not use will with have got to. So I tell you, I've got to call my mom tomorrow. Tomorrow is the future. Okay. So I'll put it in the present to talk about a future action or something that I have planned to do tomorrow. I've got to call my mom tomorrow. I cannot say I will have got to call. So something like this is completely incorrect. So if you want to talk about a future obligation using the structure, keep it in the present. Well, you will have an indication of a future time frame. In this case it is tomorrow, and then you can use it in the future, but remember, do not use will. Okay friends, well, this brings me to the end of the lesson and I've got to go now. So well, I have a test for you. Take it and do let me know your scores. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.